They're not in tanks or trenches, but this group of 15 men and women spend their days and nights in the hardest hit areas along Ukraine's front lines. Mihailo and his group of volunteers are young and optimistic, like Milana, who's 19 years old.
I like being part of this team, despite all of the shelling. The last grads fell over there and there 2 days ago. I cleaned up the rubble myself. It was a bit frightening.
The team's been setting up a shelter in Mariupol, a devastated town in the Zaporizhia region, blasted by Russian shells and bombs. Some 2,000 people are still living here.
For other people, this can seem routine, but for me, it's a miracle. It's the only working tap in the whole of Mariupol.
And that's not all. Food, electricity from a generator, even washing machines. This is what's become known as an invincibility point in Ukraine, a place to hold on and survive.
Do you want to take a shower?
Mihailo is from Mariupol, where he ran an online software firm and a nightclub. In the early days of the invasion, he evacuated his 4 children and then headed back.
I returned to Mariupol on the 7th of March to look after my employees. But when I arrived at the nightclub, there were 200 people sheltering in the basement. I began evacuating them from the city, and that's how I started volunteering. I made 7 evacuation trips out of Mariupol. The last trip was from Azovstal.
When further evacuations became impossible, Mihailo came to the aid of people trapped in several other besieged cities, such as Avdiivka, Orechiv and Bakhmut. France 24 met him there in December, helping the most vulnerable.
If you want to evacuate, I can get you a house. It's a nice place. The owners will let you have the whole place.
Now his task in Mariupol is finished. The volunteers set up this centre within a week.
Being a volunteer is another way of fighting. Some people have gone to Europe and fight by sending money. Others are active on social media, commenting and reposting. Everyone's on their own front line, fighting in their own way.
Relying on funding from donations, Mihailo and the team are now heading off to the next Ukrainian city in need.